While Joey doesn't share food, we prefer sharing it while watching US-based Indians eating UK-based Trifle. Woah! Hello, awesome people. This is Top 10 Binge, and in this video, we'll tell you about some yum British dishes that'll make your mouth drool. If it does make you salivate, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends to make them hungry too. And obviously, subscribe. Number 1. Shepherd's Pie. It started to gain popularity in Scotland when it was covered with pastry. The pie lost its original potato shell in Ireland after its ancient roots. The base of the pie is covered in a layer of lamb that has been chopped or minced. Onions, diced vegetables, and a thick layer of mashed potato are spread all over the meat. After baking the pie, you are left with a warming and tasty dish which will lift your spirits during the winter. Number 2. Balti. The UK has had exclusive access to India's spice trade routes since the Victorian era. The multicultural lifestyle of Britain has affected the country's cuisine and culture, as well as the expansion of the British Empire. Curry is one of the most popular takeout options available on most UK high streets. The Balti, a Birmingham-born curry dish, is one of them. The names are derived from the way a substantial Balti dish is prepared. Number 3. Haggis, neeps, and tatties. Haggis, neeps, and tatties, a dish of root vegetables and a typical Scottish pudding, are still famous north of the English border. The original recipe would have called for the lungs, liver, and heart of a sheep, as well as other offal. After that, it is combined with oats, onion, and spices before being boiled inside a sheep's stomach. The stomach has been replaced with a casing in modern times, making it simpler to make haggis in your kitchen. Number 4. Fish and chips. One of the traditional English dishes is deep-fried fish and chips, frequently served with salt and malt vinegar wrapped in paper. Jews who immigrated to the British Isles from Holland carried the tradition of eating fish and chips served every Friday for religious reasons. The nation's first fish and chip store opened in Oldham, Greater Manchester in 1860, and along with the quick food culture, was introduced to every British high street. Number 5. Toad in the hole. Despite the dish's unappealing moniker, no toads are injured in its preparation. The interior is filled with meat using pudding. Offal, pigeon, or steak were often the preferred meats. The beef then rises to the top, resembling floating toads, as the pudding and meat are then cooked together. Although this dish was initially created to supplement the sparse meat supply in poorer neighborhoods, it has since gained popularity. Pork sausages are currently used as the standard, but some eateries have been creative and given the dish their unique spin. Number 6. Christmas pudding. In the 14th century, Christmas pudding appeared on regional menus. Its inclusion of mutton and beef at the time limited its appeal. A few decades later, it underwent modern-day modification before Puritans forbade it. King George reinstated the prohibition 70 years later, allowing the public to enjoy the Christmas dessert once more. It is produced by soaking crusty bread in milk and boiling brandied citron, nutmeg, eggs, raisins, and other ingredients. It is served with whipped cream on the side. Number 7. Bakewell Tart. The Bakewell Tart is a traditional British dessert. It is finest served with whipped cream and has a short crust pastry with an almond topping. Originating in the small Derbyshire town of Bakewell, it has been a popular traditional British dish for more than a century, starting in the 1870s. Don't forget to taste this delicious treat if you visit the Peak District or Derbyshire in the UK. Cherry Bakewell and Gloucester Tart are additional names for various forms of the Bakewell dessert. Number 8. Steak and kidney pudding or pie. This traditional British dish, sometimes known as steak and kidney pie, since it is a pie, is a popular lunch choice in the United Kingdom. The buttery, flaky flavor of the soup pastry makes it irresistible. Warm gravy, steak, and kidney from a pig or sheep are all within, along with a generous amount of finely chopped onions. Traditional accompaniments to the steak and kidney pudding include mashed potatoes, beans, and an additional layer of gravy. Number 9. Scones. Scones, a fluffy, sweet bread with a crisp surface that is a staple of every afternoon tea in the UK, are a popular treat. The dish dates back to Scotland in the 1500s. However, it was the Duchess of Bedford who made scones so well-liked and a need for your afternoon cup of tea. Around 4 o'clock every day, she would start to become hungry, and one day she requested some sweet buns. Scones were put on her dish, and eventually, the idea spread to the rest of the country. There are many different flavors of scones, some savory and some sweet. But southern England is known for its scones. With a scone, clotted cream, and strawberry jam, you may have your afternoon tea here. Number 10. Lancashire Hot Pot. The situation of Lancashire women in the late 1800s can be understood by many of us. Many people went to work because the local cotton business was booming, which left little time for cooking at the end of the day. The Lancashire Hot Pot served as their remedy. The ingredients for the hot pot include lamb, formerly known as mutton, a variety of chopped vegetables, and a layer of thinly sliced potatoes on top. The Lancashire women could come home to a filling lunch since they were cooked all day in high-rise dishes. Which one of these dishes would you definitely try at least once in your life? Tell us in the comments. On your way to the following video, like, share, and subscribe to Top 10 Binge.